Oh, yeah. And I'm angry, I admit it, I do. Yeah. But violence isn't how we win this. Oh no, yeah. And I know it's been 400 years being killed and locked up and living in fear. Praying that you live to see just one more day. But if we wanna win, we gotta win the right way. Yeah, cause I don't want change to keep being overdue. But it's gonna take me and you. Oh yeah, it's true. So stand up, my brothers and sisters. Join your hands with me. Cause we're always stronger together when there's evil to defeat. And I know we can all make change, make a way for a brighter day. But the fact right now, at the end of the day, is all lives don't matter till we treat it the same. Yeah, all lives don't matter till we treat it the same.
We live? Yeah. Strick City. Woo! Strick City. All over the world. City, man, we live. Yo, Strick City on the ride. Yo, look like surprise. Yo, taking your city like we live. Yo, man, we live. Yo, taking your city like surprise. Yo, on the ride. Yo, Strick City coming live. Yo.
All right, here we go. Your boy DJ Strick, the legend. We're actually in the studio live right now, going. We got a great show planned for you. And thank you, Alo, for being the first person to actually comment inside the comments there. We got people watching. Hey, I'm going to bring you on real quick because I got to get this young lady that we got as a guest inside of the studio. But I want you to give us the rules for the day, Alo. What are the rules?
Okay, y'all. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. If you are a fan of our show, and we appreciate you guys for being a fan of Strick City, but it is very simple. You guys share this video and post your Cash App. Share this video live and post your Cash App. And at the end of this video, Strick will choose one very special lucky winner to receive a little blessing in your Cash App. And you, at the end of this video, can be a winner. It's that simple, y'all.
I appreciate you doing that. Hey, I had your voice inside of the studio 3 times going. Yes.
Wait, what?
Don't tell me. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there was 3 different ALOs going, and one ALO is more. You hear me? More than enough.
Really? So that's how you gonna play me? Did you
No,
get the echo together? Am I still echoing?
no. You sound great. You sound great. It was
Oh,
just being replayed a couple of times. Got Facebook going for all my Facebookers. Big shouts out to y'all. Listen, last week y'all went bananas for us. Hey, can you tell them
yes.
like how important last week's show was for all of us as far as how they watched the show and really shared it?
Yes, it was incredible. We appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us. And we had 2 great shows last week with Ruben Studdard and with Jermaine, the funny Maine Johnson. It was an incredible show, both incredible shows. And tonight will be no different. I am super excited about this show as well.
So big shouts out to Chuck Jones as he's watching all the way from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Big shouts out to him for watching. And I got to give another shout out. And you know what? It's nothing like, your wife supporting what you do. So she's saying, hey,
Yes.
girl. So I guess she's talking to me.
What? Obviously not. She's talking to her little sister, which is me. How you doing, beautiful? I am so proud of you, sis. You are number one. I
That
am
being
so excited
said,
for her.
she's actually going to be on the show with us next week. So we have her as a guest to the show, along with some of the smooth jazz industry executives. So I don't know
Nice.
why they want to come to Strick City, but we asked and they said, why not? And I'm like, cool. You cool? I'm cool. We're going to have some smooth jazz execs come to Strick City Live. So that's going to be what's happening actually this Thursday, 8 o'clock, or it could be 8:05. Y'all know how we do it.
Hey, but we gonna make it work. And that would be a first for us to have some smooth jazz execs on, just like we had another first tonight. I cannot wait to pull her on. I'm so excited.
So we already did the rules as far as people sharing. You get paid for
Mhm.
sharing. If you share, you could be a winner today. So, hey, if you don't mind doing the introduction, I'm gonna give it to you.
I would love to do this introduction. First of all, I don't know if you know anything about ALO, but y'all, I love acting. I love theater. That was my major in college. So I am super excited to have our guest on today. You may have seen her from the Bobby Brown story, from CBS's Cold Black SWAT. You might have seen her way back in the day in Michael Jackson's Searching for Neverland, and she played a fan on that in that movie too. Lifetime's My Crazy Ex. And she's a mermaid, y'all. A real life mermaid. And she also teaches Shakespeare to kids, y'all. It is my honor to welcome tonight. Oh, and I can't forget, she's also on a reoccurring role on Tyler Perry's Ruthless, which can now be seen on BET Plus right now, y'all. Not right now, because I need y'all to watch the show, okay? Watch this show. But after we go off tonight, make sure you download BET Plus and check my girl out on Ruthless. Y'all give it up for my girl, Miss Yvonne Senat Jones. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yvonne Senat Jones.
Yay! Welcome my sister, y'all. She's in
Listen,
the business.
hey, you did a great job with that, Miss Jones. Thank you so very
Yes.
much for hanging out with Strick and A Lo on Strick City Live. This is
Oh
our first
man.
time getting a professional actress to come to our show. So you
Oh
get to be
wow.
our
Thank you for
first.
the invitation and for letting me be the first. Thank you.
Now, of course, we have a mutual friend and Ty Scott King, and she kind of hooked us up, and you were so gracious to give us your time. Thank you so very much for that. We're going to
Yes.
dive into what it is that you do and what you are doing now and what some of the plans are for the future. And Alo is actually going to lead some of these questions because she has already said she loves acting. So she's got like 20 questions to go down the list just for you.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
Bring them. Bring them.
Well, first of all, right off the bat, I mean, you're obviously beautiful, but what else made you want to get into acting?
Okay, what else made me want to get into acting? I would say that, well, what happened is that I went back to school and I told myself I had left for a year and a half to try modeling. It just wasn't working out the way I thought. That's some hard work, y'all. Like models, that's a hard job.
Mhm.
So I promised my mom I'd go back to school and I just took a class in everything I kind of liked in junior college. And I took an acting class and I just fell in love with it. It was like its own high.
Mhm.
I hear that with people who, like DJ Strick's wife who does music. And when you find your passion, it's like nothing else will hold a candle to that until that's what you're doing. So I got my master's in it. Thank God I got like a full scholarship to do that. And
That's cool.
I know it was a total blessing. And so, yeah, I just kept following that path and it led me to here.
Yes. Okay. So you play the role of Tally on Ruthless. Could you tell us a little bit about what that show is about?
Yes, Ruthless is exactly its name. It is ruthless.
Mhm.
It is Tyler Perry's first step out of maybe, he never does anything within the box, but it's definitely one of his first shows that breaks all the boundaries that he might have had before. So it is a, adult show, as in it's on a platform, so you got to put the kids to bed and then watch it. But it is so action packed, and there's always so much suspense. Right now we're in our mid-season break, and we'll come back in the fall. And I had so many people in my DMs with the ending, because he is obviously the king of cliffhangers. But when you have that mixed with like the action pack plus the there's still romance, there's still drama, but there's also this like mystery happening at all times. You don't know who's working for who. And so this last episode was like, oh my gosh, everybody is asking me when we're going to come back.
Do you actually know when you're coming back? Well, I mean, start recording. Okay,
Yeah, we have so we did 12 episodes that we just finished, and now the next 12 will be airing in the fall. So we're really excited to send those to you guys.
So you already know, like, this is already recorded. I'm sorry, Strick. Me, I keep going.
And I've already said I was going to let you lead this, and I should just be quiet because I know you have tons of questions. I just wanted to ask about the Tyler Perry part. I know he's written, produced this, and all this other kind of stuff. Have you had a chance to meet him on set? Has he come around? Is he a part of the filming and all of that?
Oh yes, Strick. He is the production.
I got you.
He is in every facet of his production. So he's the director. However, I will say, being on set with him, he is not very vocal to the actors, in that he's more vocal with the production staff. He really makes sure, and I believe it's because he has gone through the tough job of finding professional actors who he trusts to get the job done. So he trusts us to come in with our own research, our own big choices. And then he only really talks to us if that choice is wrong.
Gotcha. You may have missed it.
Yeah, you might have missed it. But thankfully, honestly, I did not personally see that on our production. I was so grateful for the squad that we had of strong professional actors who just brought it. We shot the whole thing, 24 episodes, to answer your question, Alo. 24 episodes in 12 days.
What?
Yes, 12 days. What? Yes.
First of all, that is incredible with you being an actress. How did you learn? Like, what is your learning line process? Like, do you write it down?
Yes.
How do you learn lines?
Everyone was asking me that. So I had a massive binder. And thankfully, I had been a recurring character on the Oval. So I got to see Tosha's story. I got to see her binder before I booked the series regular for Ruthless. So I already took notes. Okay, I need to have organization if this is going to work. So I set it up to have the longest scenes, the most pages first. I worked on those before I got out there. And then I got the other ones kind of on my way, Gotcha. But I wanted to get those big chunky scenes because he doesn't cut. It's a full one take and you're done. Yes. So as actors, you kind of want to freak out, and you have a meeting beforehand with the VP, and he lets you know this is how we run, just to give you a heads up. But honestly, everybody hits that bar. You just hit the bar because you're finally given that opportunity, and you're not going to blow it. You're not gonna blow it. So I just love them.
So quick question for you. Being that you wanted to be an actress, you're going down this lane in life, and the reality that in some cases it is real work, like production that you just explained, trying to do 24 episodes or shows in 12 days. That's some real work. When the reality sets in, like, how does it change your mind about the work? Like, this is my dream job, and now I got to learn a whole book, a resource manual in 2 days.
Yes. Well, it's reality real quick. A reality check really quickly. And you realize, is this what you want to do? Honestly. And it is. I feel like it's like everybody calls it the Tyler Perry boot camp of acting, because when you are done, you feel like you can be on any set because no one else is asking that of you. for the most part, it is a way of working that only Tyler does, but it's genius because he is able to produce so much content in such a short amount of time. And so that allows him to have so much control over his product. You know what I mean? He doesn't owe anyone any money. He has done it all himself. And so, yeah, the reality sets in that this is what's asked of you and you just meet that bar.
Wow.
Yeah. And afterwards, you're like, did I do that? I really did that.
Yes, girl,
awesome.
you doing it. So tell us about Tally in the role that you play in Ruthless.
Oh my gosh, I love Tally. I don't even want to, think about the day I might have to let her go. But I love Tally. She is, she's a character that's easy to fall in love with because she is so supportive and loyal. But she's also going through her own journey of finding her voice. And I feel like as women, particularly, we all have had that journey and are still on it in different ways, you know, so I know I'm still on it as well. And that's why I love Tally, because she is starting to find her voice, starting to become stronger. She's been beaten down for just too long. And now the rose-colored glasses are off and there is no stopping this woman. I love Tally.
That's what's up. It's awesome that you get a chance to play a role like that. And for people that are just joining us, we need you to share. I want to say this, share, and then share again. This is our first opportunity to have an actress on the show, but we're going to talk a lot about the business. But to help you kind of understand who this young lady is, I want to play her demo reel. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Can she really act? You know what I'm saying? Can she really act? Who is this lady?
What is she doing?
Huh? I got it.
That's what we're going to be asking. Let's look. Let's take a look.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just got to show people, you know, you just got to show people who they are. So right now we got the demo reel, and this is going to be shocking for some people, and some people's eyes are going to be wide open, just like Fred.
I know I know the secret.
There you go. There you go. Here we go.
That was my plate. You just grab whatever you want and don't ask. And I got a name, by the way. It ain't old boy.
Oh my God, Negro. Go cry somewhere else, right?
This is my house. You go somewhere else.
Bobby, boy. Baby, come on now. She's just joking. No, I wasn't. You know, I think you got things messed up, Bob. Because this is Whitney's house, bought with Whitney's money. All you did was move in.
No, you got things messed up.
I was here before you, and I will be here after you.
Havina, we must keep them here. They must not be allowed to reveal our location.
But if they found you...
They would destroy this settlement, and everyone in it.
We must relocate.
If the Union Council agrees, you won't have to hide anymore.
And if they reject your request?
I got this call about an hour ago.
You're in danger, Simon. My JTF team was ambushed, and listen, don't know who we can trust. They're after you and Isaac. I think it's someone... Protect and serve. Servants serve, whether they're acknowledged or not.
And what makes you think he's racist?
My son's a freshman at Eli Harris High. The school has a graduation rate of just 40%. But that doesn't matter to Judge Harris. He's more interested in protecting the name of the school than helping the students. Realized he's one of yours, Hondo. I thought it best to call.
Thanks.
P92 or per 60.
Go get Dr. Campbell.
He's in an emergency surgery.
Don't you think I know that?
You know what you're doing?
You should talk to him. Yeah, because that is what a real man does. A real man gives you additional chocolate after you have clearly had enough already.
Oh, cool,
Hey,
my
listen,
friend.
that was super cool. So you ready? So I'm a real actor, right? I mean, it just is what it is. So I'm gonna go. I don't know who you are, but this is my house. This is my house.
No, this is Whitney's house, bought with Whitney's money. All you did was move in.
Listen, I would like to thank the Academy and everybody that nominated me for this
You found your
award.
true calling.
You know, thank you so very much. Looking at your reel, that's super cool. You've had an opportunity to do a lot of stuff in the industry. And as an actress, a budding actress, like what's the future for you? What's next?
You know what? God has been so good to me. I know that this is just the beginning, and I really believe in speaking what you believe,
Yes.
because it gets hard. Alo, you're an actor, it gets hard if you don't see it in front of you. That doesn't mean it's not happening behind the scenes. So I believe what's next is I'm looking into features next, feature films. And some potential guest stars. So, the Hollywood got on hold for a second.
Right, it is.
COVID, right? It's still recovering. But God is so good. The one person who's been in the news consistently in Variety Deadline has been Mr. Tyler Perry for his innovative way of getting us back on set safely. And so for me, that's just another indication that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. God knew this was going to go down before we had any clue. When could anybody predict something like this, And yet here I am in this perfect place. So it's hard. I do try to I have all my affirmations all around the room. These are some of them.
Yeah.
And you just got to keep saying it because, sometimes you're just not going to see it. But that's the goal. The goal is our little, gold men that I can put somewhere. That's the goal.
Yes, sis.
Shoot for the stars.
Yes, so we have to talk about Miss Robin Crawford. Okay, so if you guys do not know, you saw the little clip. She actually played Whitney Houston's best friend in real life, but she played her on the Bobby Brown story. What was it like getting cast for that role?
That was funny. That was a funny casting.
About it.
Because it was so opposite my brand, my typical brand, and when Robbie Reed, who is a genius, I don't know how she sees things we just don't see in ourselves, but she sees it. So she asked for my self-tape for Robin Crawford, and I told Chuck, Robin, until recently, there was hardly anything you could find about her, right? Because she had a low profile because she was just all about Whitney. She was not about the limelight herself. So I was able to just find a few clips of her online, and then I just put all my husband's clothes on because in the 80s, it was like big stuff, right? Big was in. So I had a t-shirt, I took my hair, I tucked it under. If you look on people go to my Instagram, I posted it just in the challenge they had from Slate to TV. So it's the whole self-tape is there because crazy enough, I was booked off of the self-tape, which was a complete gift, right? Yeah, and so I just put his hat on. I put my husband's hat on. I had a big tee on, and obviously in that scene we're supposed to be smoking, so I was like, fake one. And we just went. We did one take. I said, all right, I feel like this is her. Let's send it off. And sure enough, they, called me within a week. That waiting period is always I call it purgatory, right? You're like, didn't I?
Yeah.
Actor. So after a week, I found out I booked it. And the next thing I know is in Atlanta filming. And we all grew up with Whitney, and to have that is a complete dream. Her and Mariah were my go-tos growing up, so it was a complete dream. And then working opposite of Gabby, that girl I was just telling Chuck, she's such a supporter. She supports everybody. She hugged everybody when she came into the room, so, and Woody as well. And Kyle, my director, honestly, everybody, Jesse, who produced it, everybody was it was like a family immediately, which is how Tyler's studio is. So it's such a gift. I'm just I'm so blessed. I can't even, I've had great family experiences on set.
That's cool.
So what was it like meeting Mr. Bobby Brown?
Oh, Bobby is a trip. Bobby is such a trip. He was there for the first audition because they auditioned me months before for Whitney. And then here came Robin later. But we actually went to Viacom to audition for Whitney months and months before. And he was there with his wife and some chicken. He had brought some chicken that he was eating. He was offering some to us. He's so funny and so warm. And him and his wife were really kind on set, and he just kept saying he would just look back at Gabby and just be like, I can't, it's like seeing Whitney, you know, because she really got the mannerisms and stuff down. So it was just crazy to be a part of telling this story, which I thought was a very redemptive story, in that he wasn't shying back from how hard he hit bottom, you know, with the drugs, with the alcohol, with all these things, to then realize, okay, there needs to be an adjustment now. So I was just honored to be a part of it. People have been hitting me up all week. I think it's on right now. So people have been like, in the Ruthless BET fan page, did you guys know it? This is Tally was Robin.
Yeah.
That's an honor. That's an honor. I've always wanted to be like a Meryl Streep type who can just embody whoever I'm supposed to be. And it's not like you see the same person every time. So it's a real honor to have people be surprised.
Yes, girl, you are very versatile. And you guys actually won an award for that. So
yes,
congratulations.
NAACP.
Wow.
Yes, to you for that. What was that like, accepting that award, going on stage with Bobby Brown to accept that award?
Man, it was like, there were no words for the experience. I actually was on my way to the bathroom, thank God. It was those typical stories.
Hey, you were down there talking about, they taking too long. Like, when is this gonna be? I gotta go. And I'm sure your husband's like, girl, you need to hold that. Like, wait.
You need to hold that. I know. Thank God. I just was walking like midway in between both tables, because our tables were separate from like Jesse's table and Robbie's table. And then we just heard the Bobby Brown story, and it was like a bum rush to the stage. We got to go backstage. Trevor Noah was there. We're big fans of his. And I just recorded the whole thing. And again, I was just blown away, because I've been to that hotel before, years and years prior, just to be there, and to know I'm there now and was getting an award was like just such a gift, you know?
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
You are so inspiring.
That's my prayer. I'm always like, I need to encourage. I want to encourage, because I've had so many people speak words to me who have gotten me here, and who knows where we are on the journey. Sometimes we just need it. We just need to hear a word, and that gets you to the next day, and who knows, that's your booking, you know?
So saying that, like, how important is your faith to your whole career?
It's my whole career.
I got you.
It's my whole career. It's just because I think that counts for a lot of people, because there's hope, right?
Right.
Hope and faith, those are pretty much like cousins, I believe, if not siblings, because sometimes you just don't see it in front of you. And if you don't have hope, if you don't have faith that you're going to get there, then you quit, because you're going to have more days of not seeing it sometimes in the beginning than of seeing it.
Right.
You know, the time span between your last booking to your next booking. So if you're not holding on to your faith, that I think faith really helps in this part. I really believe what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. And if I didn't believe that, I think I could definitely get caught up in like, well, that role should have been mine, or that's supposed to be mine, you know, and it just is a downward spiral that doesn't lead anywhere. So faith for me has really helped on that end, because it can seep in otherwise, where you feel like, dang, like that should have been mine, or I could have done it better. I mean, we're all human, right? We're honest. So just trusting, like, you know what? Mine is mine, and it's coming from me and nobody else. And I just have to maintain studying, being prepared, you know, and not just wallow in this moment, because I could get that call tomorrow and I got to be ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I was going to ask you that too. What do you do in between roles to keep yourself ready? Because, you know, they say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So what are you doing in between your roles?
I'm in class, actually. Yeah, I just finished 2 classes with the same teacher, Wendy Davis. I love her. She's a working actor, and I am really big on studying under people who are, it's basically like mentoring, right? Because you see someone who's where you want to be. So you just do what they do to get there.
Okay.
Right.
You know, so she's a 4-time series regular, right? She's also a woman of color. And so for me, that's exactly where I want to be. I want to be a consistently working woman in the industry, and I am a woman of color. And so I did her class when I got back from booking. I just knew that I needed to be prepared for the next booking. Right. And now I'm in a different tier, I felt. So those people will most definitely be prepared. Right. It's like someone recently compared it to, the casting director for Tyler Perry, Raven. She recently had a post that she was talking about how it's like the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. You don't expect people to get to the Super Bowl unless they're the best of the best. Right. So why would you expect to get to these massive goals that we have if we're not constantly training, learning, being open to training in different ways? So yeah, I'm a big advocate of being in class.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Listen, we have a actress with Tyler Perry. She's on the Ruthless show on BET Plus. So if you're out there and you're like, hey, I love acting, I want to get into acting, this is an opportunity to ask a question. So if you're out there, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or even Twitter with Periscope, just type in the comments your question. Alo is going to read it, and we're going to answer some of those questions. I could, because I'm so good at what I do. But Ms. Jones is going to answer some of those questions. Not only is she in class, but she actually teaches a little bit as well. Maybe you can tell us about how you teach and give back to the community.
Yes, absolutely. So I have worked with a nonprofit called City Hearts LA for 6 years now. Mm-hmm. And I am just wrapping up my last year at Discovery Charter Prep. I've been a high school drama teacher for 4 years, and it has been the most rewarding experience. I also tell all my actor friends, like, you have to do something outside of acting to give you fulfillment, because if you're waiting for the job to give you fulfillment, it's just too much space between, you know what I mean? And it really fills you so that you're ready for those auditions, and you have a source of joy, so you're ready to get in the room and come out of a really full place, as opposed to like, oh my gosh, I'm so depleted because I'm getting no love out here. So seeing a student who, and I've had this experience, seeing a student who couldn't even do the warm-up exercises with the group because they were so self-conscious and so afraid of, crowds and performing. Then my second year with them, they're like my lead actor. Wow. Right? I had to do shadow theater. I was telling my husband I had to do shadow theater in my first year because all of my students were petrified of their friends seeing them. So we put them behind a curtain so that they could do the play, but as shadows. And now, 4 years later, after the high school students started to see the other students performing and got used to it, we had people signing up for the class. They were performing on their own in different places. It's just been so fulfilling. So I feel like I'm always going to teach. And also I'm coaching right now. So I do coach people for their auditions and their self-tapes and everything as well. So I love teaching. I'm a big teacher at heart. It's super fulfilling.
That makes a big difference when you're able to give back in the profession that you love. And I guess that helps you stay ready as well. It's nothing like having to run lines with a student, right?
Yes.
Because you have to know them.
With ideas and be the director. All of a sudden you're like, okay, when you have to keep directing other people, then you start directing yourself in scenes, in auditions and things like that. So it definitely gives back in a big way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is the best acting advice you have ever received, and who did it come from?
The best acting advice. I really liked in my grad school, I had a teacher who was talking about, villains and roles that villains have to play. Like right now, our friend Daikon, Lenny, who plays Daikon, is a super villain on our show. Mm-hmm. And he was even having nightmares at the end of the filming.
Just because his character role?
Yes.
Wow.
Right? But what I really appreciated that my grad school teacher said was, he said, he used the example of Jesus Christ Superstar, the musical. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be the complete musical if they didn't have a very committed Judas. Right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes you might not get the role of the hero, but if you really believe in the project and what the story of it is, you know, the defeat of you, the villain, right? Then you're gonna have to play that character to its highest extent. So that way it kind of comes back in a way to show this is why this kind of behavior to other people, or this kind of characteristic, or this kind of character is not what we want in our world, right? And I really like that. So I've always wanted to play a villain just to actually try it out, you know.
Oh, I can't see you as a villain, girl. You too sweet.
Who knows? I told you I have to stretch those muscles.
Yeah. But that's acting. Hey, I think you can do it, girl.
Thank you. We'll see. Yes.
Sure, I'm sorry. I have so many questions.
Go ahead, because I was about to transition, but you got it. Go ahead.
Okay, so any dream roles or any directors like that you've already done so much. I mean, working with Tyler Perry, I'm sure it's like at the top of most people's bucket list. And here you are, girl, you're doing it. But anybody else that you see yourself working with, or any dream roles that you have?
Well, I'm really drawn to action. So I like Trinity from The Matrix was always my dream role.
That's cool.
Right, Gina Davis.
Hold on. Let me stay right there, because I did a little research, and you got some boxing and some wrestling YouTube videos out there right now. Like, is that you showing everybody, like, if you call me, I'm ready? Is that what that is?
It is. You gotta have a stay ready video on there. I have to update it actually, because I've been working with Stick choreography too. But yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Action. How about a particular actor or actress that you would like to work with?
You know what's funny is I just put him on my wall. So when I had just gotten started acting, I was working.
You do not have a picture of me on your wall. What are you talking about? I'm sorry.
I do, Strick. I do.
Hey, that's just me being
Look
strict.
at Ayla. She's like, oh Lord.
I'm used to this. It's okay.
It's funny. I had just started acting, and I was working at T-Mobile. I worked there for 15 years, you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, since high school all the way through masters. And we were on the Queen Mary, and Leonardo DiCaprio was on there filming The Aviator. Wow. And so I walked right up to him and asked for a photo. Y'all, I was so much more courageous than I would be now.
Wow.
But I just found the photo and I put it up on my wall because I would love to work with him. I think he's a great activist. I think he's a great actor. I mean, we grew up with him, you know, True. Titanic, everything. So that's somebody I would love to work with in the future, definitely. And Viola is top of my female list. I would just love to work with Viola. I've heard of her work ethic and it's inspiring to me. And I just, you know, Viola, Angela, the queens.
Yes, yes, girl. Your name is gonna be right there with them one day. I can see it.
I receive that. I give that back to you. We'll be like Angela. We'll be like Angela and Viola. They'll be like,
hey, let's go.
Time out. I am on the show right now. You know, all this girl love. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the show. Like I could be an actor too. You know, who knows?
Well, I can give Strick a little bit of credit. He's done a few stage plays, and he has like a little movie out there that's directed by my mom. So I have to give him a but he's nowhere near on your level, sis.
I'm not.
Where's your reel, Strick? You got to run your reel night now.
So you know, I don't have a reel. Like my reels is doing stuff like this, you know, so I get a chance to do this twice a week and I absolutely love it. And I tell people just search Strick City and you got me. Like there's only one Strick City out there. So there you go. Right. That being said, you talked about doing your own, I guess your own, reels or your own tapes that you would send out, and you have a production company that you do with your husband. How is it working with your spouse as far as doing some production work and even having a company? What's that like?
Well, I think it's hilarious that right now my husband is like the main comments in your YouTube.
Oh yeah, I know it, right?
That's a little taste of him. He's my #1 cheerleader. He's my #1 fan. So yes, he was very smart, I will say, in that he set up this production company back in college, just because he had started studying media production at CSUN, Cal State Northridge, and started having people hit him up about filming and taking photos. So he just started his company and he's had it. And then when we started dating, our first date was filming a commercial that I was going to submit.
Nice.
Are you for real? That's what's up. Like, you might as well go for it, right? Hey, you here, I'm here, let's go out. That's how you do it.
That's how I always tell people, it's not like it's not that I married into money, but I did marry into equipment. Okay. And actors know that equipment is very valuable.
Yes.
That's what's up.
And I've seen your photos. They're beautiful. The ones that your husband has taken, and all of them on your Instagram page, girl. You are gorgeous. And y'all be getting the lighting right too. Oh yes, he picks you up.
Oh man, he does hook me up. And it's so funny. He is such a, like I said, we both like to learn, but he is like on overdrive. So he'll go to sleep with like the YouTube in his ears of the lighting tutorials, and they're on the front TV. Like he is constantly learning, and I am reaping the benefits.
So ask him if he knows Potato Jet. Does he watch Potato Jet videos when you get a chance? That's one of my favorite YouTubers.
I just saw a Potato Jet. Yeah, he had that on. I saw that one. Yes, I believe I saw Potato Jet. He'll have to correct me. He'll have to be in the comments and let me know. But
I got you. So one of the things.
But it's great working together.
Say that again.
I said it's great working together. We work together well. We just like, if we do ever have a little discrepancy, I'll say, we figure it out, and we also decide, okay, how can we fix this for next time? Right. And then we move on. So thankfully, it's been very beneficial. And that's actually what let me leave my job of 15 years, was that we were able to make enough with the production company that I could quit that job and just do that full time in acting. So
that's
awesome. Praise God.
So me and my wife work together a lot, and I know the benefits of it. And of course, there's always tension. So what I've learned is there's certain roles that I play that's different. Okay, I'm the husband. We get to be the head of the household or whatever. But if it's her business, like if she's Kim Scott, the artist, and it's her business, guess what? I get to carry the bags. And I am completely okay with being the person that carries the bag. You make the decision for your business. And if you ask me my opinion, guess what? We're doing this together. I'm going to give you my best opinion, but I'm not controlling the way your career goes. We're working it together.
You guys are going to go far with that. You are going to go very far, because it is a personal decision, how you want your career to be. And although you guys are one, it's about being the one who supports her in whatever her decision is and kind of counsels her through it if she asks for the counsel. So that's our dynamic too. In fact, Chuck, I usually, my little tip and my trick is, before an audition that I'm going to do in a room, like an in-person audition, I'll put myself on tape first at the house, so I can see what I'm going to look like and see if I like it. So Chuck is always my reader, and he made a quick adjustment. He was like, hey babe, I think you should, for the audition for Tally, he was like, I think you should try to come in here with the emotion as opposed to later. And so I tweaked it, and as soon as I was done, he was like, we're going to Hollywood. He like jumped out of the seat. He was like, oh, baby, that was Hollywood. So he always reminds me of that now, because he was like, what I tell you.
That's cool.
I love it.
That's cool. It makes the difference. It really does make the difference when you have somebody there. I will tell you this. I'm the expert at it all. I'm the expert choreographer. I can do the dancing, the singing. I do it all. So my wife having me on her team, like, she wins like all the time. So I'm like, hey, you just listen to me,
Strick.
baby. We're going to the top.
You're meeting DJ Strick. This is who
I am meeting DJ.
Very confident. He can do it all. It's up for sing. We're not going to ask him to do that tonight.
Oh man, I feel like you and my husband need to meet up. You guys are cut from the same cloth.
That's what's up. Listen, I gotta say this. I was being very respectful when you sent me the pictures for the advertising, because your husband took a picture of you on your Facebook page, black top with the arm across your chest with the gun showing. And I'm like, I want to use that picture.
You should have told me. You should have told me. I do like that one. I do. We took that in the living room. He's such a professional. We did that right here in the living room.
Let me tell you something. That was a awesome shot. Like that was an awesome shot.
Girl.
It says I'm beautiful, but I mean business.
Yes, it is definitely my action girl shot, my action woman.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's cool. So saying this, I want to take a break really quick, and I want to show something that you guys were doing, and I'm assuming that you guys did the YouTuber videos together as well, right?
Yes. Are you? Let me see.
So it's the YouTuber problems.
Yes, that's him sitting there in our living room.
I absolutely.
I wrote it, and I had him sit there.
See, I had this idea that we would run lines today, but I'm not prepared, and I didn't see any lines. But we'll see you doing your thing right here. The YouTuber problems. Y'all check this out. If I can get to it.
Thank you. Thank you. I never imagined this in my living room. They would be out.
Well, at least when you're done with this, you could go to nursing school or something.
I think I'm gonna go.
What? Why?
Because you have been really condescending all night. Look, I know being a YouTuber might not sound like a real job to you, but I love what I do. Yeah, beauty is a huge part of what it means to be a girl. And not every girl has to wear makeup, but I'm the one out there making sure the ones that do aren't looking crazy. And I make a living doing this, okay? I'll have you know that my last video, These Lips Don't Lie, We're Still Juicylicious from the block, just passed 2.5 million hits last week. Okay, and maybe I didn't go to the Academia of Harvard, but it took me 3 times to pass my master bleaching class before I could finally get my cosmetology license. And this patch of hair, it's never gonna grow back, okay? So you can just keep your big fat mansion and your St. Bernard and your suede couch. It's like butter on my hands, okay? And you can just shove it. I can find my own way out. And before I do, I'm gonna say thank you to Chef Zulu because he was the best part about tonight, okay? He put extra chocolate drizzle on my triple layer chocolate souffle. You should talk to him. Yeah, because that is what a real man does. A real man gives you additional chocolate after you have clearly had enough already.
Hey, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really cool. I wanna give a shout out to your husband for being a great actor in that scene.
His ear?
Right. Didn't he do it?
He did it. He worked that left ear.
How did you guys come up with that concept?
You know what? Actually, I have been binging the Mindy Project.
Okay.
I have been binging the Mindy Project with Mindy Kaling, and she writes all her material. And I just kind of wanted to copy it because she's very fast paced, like bam, 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 bam. And I needed some comedy for my reel. And also we did the police one together right here in one of the alleys, just on a Saturday, you know, because a lot of actors know nowadays you can just make your own stuff for your reel. The reels only are about 15-second segments. So if there's something you don't have, just either write it up yourself or have somebody write it for you, a friend, and then just get it up. And now you have your reel put together. So that's how you go get your reel, right, Strick?
Exactly. So you know,
girl.
it don't take a lot for me, you know, because I'm like on the spot, almost like improv. It doesn't matter. Like I'm better on the spot than I am reading, because that reading stuff has got to be difficult. But it's not about me today. It's about you. And I'm gonna see if I can bring on Ty if she's here with us to the conversation. Ty, I don't see your camera up yet. But when your camera is ready to go, Ty, she is here somewhere. I know she can hear us, but as soon as her camera comes up, we're going to get her into the conversation as well. Alo, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Ty's the reason my husband and I got married when we did.
What?
That's what's up.
Yes, tell us that story.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, I'll just start it now until she gets in here. But we were dating, and Ty's a friend of my husband's, and he was saving his money for the ring. And I was kind of, you know, we've been dating for about a year and a half to maybe 2 years, I think, by that time. And he had been saying from the jump, girl, like, you're the one, you're the one. So after a while, I was like, okay, so then where's the ring?
Right. Well, ring me.
Where's this ring at? Ty, you're here. I'm telling him how you.
I got it right on time.
Yeah,
You tell the story. Keep telling it.
All right, so let me bring
yes,
it on in.
go ahead. Yeah, so I was kind of like, all right, it should be here about now, Chuck Jones. And so he said that one day he just prayed. He was like, God, I need this ring for this woman. I can't have her leave, you know. And that exact day, Miss Ty Scott King called him up, asked him, hey, Ty, you finished, Ty. What did you say?
I called. Hey, y'all.
Hey, Ty, how are you doing? Miss Ty Scott King,
Good.
who is a friend of ours, has actually set up this meeting today, so we thank her for doing that. And I did not know she's been setting up people for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So we're in the midst of telling a story about how Miss Jones actually, Ty Scott helped them get married. Ty, it's on you.
Yeah, so Yvonne was saying it right, of course. So Chuck called, or did I call Chuck? I called Chuck, and I said, hey, I know you've been talking about Yvonne, and you told me a few weeks ago or months ago that you wanted to marry her. And I have a friend who has a ring, and she wants to give it away. And it was a brand new ring. She had bought it. She was supposed to be getting married, and that didn't work out. And she just really wanted to give the ring away. She felt like this ring will be a seed for somebody else. And I don't know what Chuck. The first time Chuck was like, I don't really want to give her a ring that somebody else had. And I was like, okay, I get that. I said, well, if you change your mind, just let me know.
Oh my!
And I think he called back like a few days later. It was like she's gonna leave me. I don't give her a ring.
Hey, you really helped out. You really helped out, and that's one of the pluses of having great friends like Ty that will actually help out a little bit. And I will say this: I'm getting a little echo on your side, Ty, but this is what friends do. And have you seen that, Miss Jones, in your life where friends have really come through for you?
Oh, endlessly, because I also have friends on the other line who heard about this conversation and said, bro, what are you thinking? You better snatch that ring and get on one knee.
He wanted you to have the absolute best.
Oh, sweet. And he ended up getting me like the one I wanted as a surprise, because I had one in mind, right? It's this one right here. And he switched it out literally as his best man is handing him the ring to put on my finger in front of everybody. He was like, hey, bro, this is the wrong ring. Sure enough, the best man comes out with my ring, the one I had wanted. And that's the one he put on my finger. And I was just, woo.
So sweet.
I had a little praise dance moment that was caught on tape.
That's what's up. What's up. My man Charles is coming through. Not only did he have the nice ring, he's got the equipment, and you guys are absolutely doing it. And man, we pray that everything that you ask for in the industry comes your way. And I will tell you this: if you keep God first in your life and actually seek after Him, He says all these other things are going to come your way. So whether it's a golden man as a statue or a reward for your work, or if it's just to enjoy the work, it'll come your way. It'll come your way if you keep the focus and you keep the faith. It's been awesome to have you here. Ty, again, thank you, Ty, for setting this up.
It's so good to see you.
I had my first interview with an actress, and I don't know what to do, eh? You know, how should I act? Hey, how should I act, eh? Maybe I'll be brand new.
I think he caught the bug.
Listen, I've been acting for a while.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Hey, this has been really cool. So if people want to see you or get more information about you or your social media stuff, can you tell us how they can get in contact with you?
Sure. So it's my name on all the platforms, Yvonne Senat, YVONNESENAT. And so you can get me on Instagram, on Twitter. I do have a TikTok. I have yet to post.
Oh, you gotta do that. Listen, I'm gonna do it soon too. Like my deal is by the end of the week, I'm gonna have a TikTok page, and if I gotta dance, I'm just gonna dance and be through with it.
Strick, you better not be doing the savage. I
don't even know what that is. What is that?
Look it up and do it. Put it on your TikTok.
Listen,
ladies, we'll be looking for it.
Listen, A knows how I am. It doesn't matter. I could do it all. Sing, dance, rap. I don't do one thing, and Ty knows what that is.
What is it, Ty?
It's poetry.
I don't do poetry or spoken word stuff, whatever that is.
Whatever that is. That's hilarious. Well, I really appreciate you all bringing me on today. I loved the questions. They were very thought-provoking, you know, and I'm excited to see where your careers are going to end up, because I know those are headed up, up, up.
I appreciate you saying that. I can tell you exactly where my career is headed, and it'll probably be doing a whole lot less of this, but it is what it is. No, we love it.
He's doing it forever.
This is a blessing for us to be able to do it, to kind of meet people like yourself, Alo and I, and of course our partner today, Ty Scott. You know, we're in a little network, and whatever we can do to support one another, we do it. So now we got somebody else or two people to put into the network. You know what I'm saying? So I know when I'm watching Potato Jet, I got somebody else over there watching it too.
He is watching and going to bed listening to it.
All of that. It takes all of that. Listen, it's one little idea that could take what you do to the next level. And those guys have the information and don't mind sharing it because it's free. You don't have to pay for that class on YouTube. That being said, thank you so very much for coming on to Strick City Live. And don't go anywhere. Hold on just 1 second. Let me wrap this up. I want to say this to everybody that's watching tonight. Whatever your dream is, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, as you heard tonight, this young lady shared her faith and really is focused on God and the work that she has an opportunity to do in the industry. Man, put God first. Give him an opportunity in your life. And there's a lot of things going on in our country right now. I guarantee you, if everybody decided we're going to make God number one, we could turn this nation around. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys tonight. Thank you for everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter. Y'all will see us Thursday night, 8 o'clock. I got my lovely wife coming to Strick City Live, along with some industry leaders in smooth jazz. She is the #1 smooth jazz artist on smoothjazz.com. Look it up. I love that. I'm so excited about what she's got going on. Hey, y'all know what you got right here. It's your boy DJ Strick the Legend, and this is Strick City Live. I got a video I'm gonna play. Let me see if I can play this Ruthless video.
You were all chosen. Your children are chosen.
You were in paradise.
They call themselves the Rockadushis. They're anti-government, they're drug trafficking, child trafficking.
Your new home is with me now.
I want to go back.
You will never go back.
Ruth, you have to get your daughter. You have to leave.
He saved us, gave us this beautiful life. And there are rules we may not like.
When you are chosen, there will always be people who want to take that away from you.
What are you people doing behind those walls?
Are all these women missing?
Help us.
We live? Strick City. Woo! Strick City. All over the world.
City, man, we live. Yo.